Siloam Israela. I want to talk to you all about the simplicity of this story that we all live in. And if you can understand this simplicity, then you'll have joy and you can rejoice in these days to come. See, because as you look around, I'm sure you can see everything around you is getting crazy, right? All of the madness that's going on around you right now. All of the fear that's circulating around you right now. See, the only way that you can survive through a time like this is to be founded on a rock of truth and love. See, because we know that if you build your house on sand, it'll fall. And we know that when those wind and those waves blow, that you must be founded on a solid foundation. Because right now the wind and the waves are blowing. See, because there's a shifting of the power structure of this planet. It's being passed over to another. Esau is the end of this world. Jacob is the world to come. And we're at that culmination point now. We're at that dividing time. And so as you look around you, you have fear and darkness and lies and deceptions that you have to decipher through in order to make it through this time without getting caught up in the rigmarole and the lies, getting caught up in the trickery, the deceit. The only way you can do that is stand on truth and love. That's the strange part of this whole story, is that it's a very simple thing that we all have to do, but yet we feel as though we have to run to something else to get this answer that we're all looking for. I mean, the message is very clear. And it's strange to me because I don't understand why kick against it. Why kick against that? Why kick against the obvious proof that it's truth and love? That if we did that if we succeeded at doing that in our homes, if we succeeded at doing that in our relationships, if we succeeded at doing that in our marriages, if we succeeded in doing that with all the relationships that we had, how could we fail, Israela? How could we be not pleasing to the Most High if we're doing the thing that the Most High says that we should do? Why kick against the pricks with this any longer? Why give your attention to this 3D matrix that you live in? I mean, haven't you seen that people, they live, they grow old, and they die in this matrix? And what did they have to gain? What did they have to take with them? So we know it's not about these material things. It's not about it's not about gaining material things, my family. It's truly not about that. Stack up your riches in heaven. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and the rest shall be added to you. And you all don't want to search for the kingdom of heaven? You don't want to run toward that mark? You don't want to find out what the kingdom of heaven is? See, because the kingdom of heaven is the place of right thinking in the mind. That's heaven. When you've reached the state of right thinking, righteousness, we call it. Righteousness is simply right thinking. Not thinking wrong anymore, because thinking wrong is sin. It's not what you learned at church. It's not what you learned in Sunday school. It's not what you learned growing up. It's not what you learn from society. It's not what you learn from your school teachers. It's thinking wrong about the name I am. See, because you'll never find success as long as you're speaking that name in lies. And I don't understand why we won't all gather together under this banner, hold hands and say, it has to be truth and love. So let's learn truth and love more than anything else. Let's learn that together as a family. Let's take our time right now to learn that. Because that's what's pleasing to the Most High. It's not going to be anything else that you do, brother or sister. It's not going to be anything else that you do. When your bridegroom comes for his bride, he's looking to see if she's truthful and loving. That's what he's looking for. Her heart. Because as I told you, whoever he's redeeming was his wife at one time. Because this is a covenant and promises. So when you read those scriptures, these are promises that he made. Okay? Covenants. Most High don't break his covenants. We may break them, but he doesn't. He says, you may forget me, but can a mother forget her sucking child? You are engraved on the palms of my hands, he says about you. But if you don't know that that's how he feels about you, then you don't know what to do. You don't know what to search for, what to look for. You're just giving it up into thin air and saying, I just give it up and leave it in the Lord's hands. You don't really know what you're saying when you're saying this. You don't know when you're saying to the Lord where you're looking, what you're looking for. You understand? That source is ever ready for you on the inside of yourself. If you just take the time to listen to it instead of going with your ego. Instead of lashing out with your ego. Remember what the scriptures say. It says, lean not into thine own understanding. You see? But those who rest upon the Lord, you got to rest on the Most High. You got to always come back to him first. When a situation that you don't like comes to you, seek him first. But what you say I do? You go inside yourself and just wait for the answer. See, it's not a relationship that it requires begging. I don't want a wife who's coming to me begging. Most High doesn't want his wife begging him either. He wants to have a loving, truthful relationship with her. That's all it's ever been. He's saying, I give you all the good. Love me for it. Reverence me for it. For providing this beautiful life for you. For being such a great husband to you. That's all this is. But we don't. As soon as we rise up in riches, as soon as we rise up in status, we say, I did it. I did it. As soon as you say you're just in your ego. I did it. But we all know that those that were saved by grace divine. Lifted by grace divine. Because the Most High could have left us in our lost state of being, of not knowing. But he elected us and rose us up. And he rose us up so that we could be truthful, loving beings. He didn't rise us up to be still lying, did he? He didn't raise us up to still be in fear, did he? That wouldn't make sense. That's why I say that this teaching is not debatable. And that's why no one debates me. They get convicted by what I'm saying and they click off. They unsubscribe. Because they're just convicted by the words. That's telling you that you need to change your heart. And since you can't debate it or come back with anything that conquers it, you just run off. The hell with that. This is a hard saying. See, we already knew you guys would feel that way. We already knew that. But we labor nonetheless. Because that brings glory and honor to our Abba Yah. And to our Savior, Yahushua. It shows them that we believe. Regardless of how we're treated. Regardless of how we're scoffed at. Regardless of how we're called self-righteous. Regardless of how we're having to live destitute. To be shunned by society. To be in sackcloth and ashes. Often. To be hungry. Many nights cold. Without a bed to sleep in. We persevere, we endure because we were commanded to do so. Because he's told us that if we endure unto the end, we shall be saved. This is the universal message. It's not mine. It's not just yours, brother or sister. This is the universal message that was given to us by the source. Through the source. You understand? I'm just sharing it with you. Without tainting it. With my own ideals. I'm telling you the words. That's all it is. I'm telling you the words. And when you hear me rile up, it's because the Most High is riled up about it. Or else I wouldn't be riled up. If you see me speak lovingly, it's because the Most High is leading me to speak lovingly. If I'm speaking judgmentally, it's because the Most High is moving me to righteous judgment. Because I don't do nothing but what he say, y'all. And I implore you all to do the same. But if you're not listening to him, then you won't know what to do. You're waiting. You're looking for signs. It's all within you, everyone. It's always in there. If you just take that moment when somebody's pushed your buttons, because those are your tests. It's not there to hurt you or to make your life suck. Those tests that you go through is there to make you perfect in love, to increase your patience. If you're an impatient person, then he's going to continuously give you tests to make you patient, because love is patient. But if you don't know love is patient, then you won't know that that's what you need to be loving. You don't know you have to be kind to be loving. You can't say I love you if you're not kind. If you're not patient, you can't say you love the person. If you're not patient with them. If you're not long suffering with them, you can't say I love them. You can't just be curt and quick and chopping somebody down to pieces every time they open their mouth to say something to you because you're impatient, and then say I love you. You can't have your child that come in there to show you something. Hey, get the fuck out of here. I'm busy right now. Leave me alone. And tell them that you love them right after saying that. That's a lie. And that's why y'all run when y'all hear this message, because you say, oh shit, I just did that. Well, instead of running from the message, hear it and receive it and say, okay, that's going to help me be better. How can the healer heal you if you don't take the medicine? And you know this by your own life, that when you're feeling sick, you take some medicine and it don't taste very good when you take it. Don't taste good at all. But when you swallow it down, it helps you to feel better afterwards. It's the same thing with teaching and learning. Some of the things that you hear, they don't taste good when you first take them in. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. That making me put heaps of coals on top of my head. I just did that yesterday. Okay, now that's your chance to fix it. In Israel, you have to stop being afraid. You have to stop going to teachers that are not provoking you to love. They're not provoking you to truth. Then you got to stop going to those teachers, because that literally means that they're not helping you reach the goal. They're not helping you reach the target. They're hindering you from it. They're blocking the kingdom gates from you. You understand that? If they're not helping you become a truthful, loving person. Because like I say, if you had creation and you had a man and a woman you created and put them on the planet, would you leave out truth and love? Would you say, live on there, guys, but don't live in truth and love? I don't care nothing about that part. Or would that be the main thing you tell them? Make sure y'all live in truth and love with each other. Because if you got fear and lies, you'll start dying. I don't want you to die. Shit. Y'all can't understand that? Y'all don't want to join up with that obvious truth? Because if you stand against it, that proves where your heart is at. If you don't listen to this, but you'll listen to Remedy H, or you'll listen to Kalai, or you'll listen to Riz, or you'll listen to Flight Boss, or you listen to Biabi, or whatever the hell his name is now, Eligio, or you listen to Young Pharaoh, or you listen to Bobby Hemmett, or you listen to Africa, whatever his name is, Layla Africa, or you listen to Martin Luther King, or you listen to Muhammad Ali. I don't give a damn. If you listen to Mahatma damn Gandhi, you will listen to all of them, but you won't listen to this message that says, just come back to truth and love and your life will be solved. I'm not telling you how to pose when you meditate. I'm not telling you certain ways to breathe. I'm not telling you certain foods to eat. I'm not telling you how many days you have to fast to do it. I'm not telling you have to go to any strange land to learn from any temples. I'm not telling you have to burn any special incense. I'm not telling you have to use any special anointing oils. I'm not telling you have to use any special prayer cloths. I'm not telling you have to go to any special lodge, any special temple, any special synagogue. I'm not telling you have to read any special magic books. I'm telling you all you have to do is come back to truth and love. Period. Stop. End of story. And instead of just receiving that, I have to read 60 more books about spirituality of the gurus and the scholars. I need to read all of their works because that would get me ascending up into this level that no one will ever be able to understand. I'll be the most knowledgeable, wise nigga ever. It's already written of a man that you won't never be wiser than. So I don't know why that's your goals. When it's just living in simple truth and love, man, because you brothers and you sisters, at the end of the day, you just want to sit somewhere happily and lovingly with your family that love you and that you love peacefully. Because let's face it, don't you guys want to live? I mean, don't you want to live? And if you're living, don't you want to live truthfully and lovingly wherever you at? Wherever you go, don't you want the people that's there to be dealing with balanced scales with you, or you want iniquity? Do you want them to live truthfully, or you want them to lie to you? Do you want them to live lovingly with you, or you want them to live hatefully with you? So why do you guys kick against the pricks? Why are you kicking against this message? Why don't y'all just come sit around the fire with me and talk with me? So that we can all sup together around the simple truth. Why can't we just all come together around that simple truth, my family? What's wrong with it? Can somebody at least put down in the comment section? Please, somebody, please. I must see it because nobody's joining this message. And we're at the end of the race. Can somebody please put down there why you won't do it? Why I'm wrong? Can you explain why this message isn't right to me? Somebody please do it. I mean, can someone that has the knowledge of the truth, can you please teach it to me, please, then? Can you, somebody comment down there and teach me the knowledge of the real truth? That is not truth and love. Remember, because that's what I'm saying it is. You can't take my words. I need you to give me some new stuff that's higher than that. I need a higher vibration than love. Can somebody please serve it up to me, please? Because if you can't, that means that I am on the highest vibration. So then why don't you guys want to be where I am? What does that mean about you? If you disagree with this, what does that mean about you? I must know this because I gotta be wrong. It's obviously stuff out there that's more important than this to you guys. So I gotta be wrong about it. I have to be telling you guys something wrong then. And if I am, please somebody put it down there. It's not truth and love. It's this. Somebody do that then. That's all I'm saying. That's all I need to happen. And then I'll come off of this. You guys will never hear this voice again if somebody can conquer that. But it's been a long time. It's been a long time this message has been going forth through the world. And it's still here and it's still standing. And nobody has conquered it or triumphed over it. Lies have never, ever, ever defeated the truth. Hate has never defeated love. So what team do y'all want to fight on then? Israel? The losing team or the winning team? That's all I need to know. What team do y'all want to fight for? The team of truth or the team that lies? Which one, guys? Do you want to be on the team that loves each other or the team that hates each other? What team do you want to be on? Because let's see. So far, what I have told you guys in my videos is that the Most High loves a nation called Israel. And he's coming to redeem that nation of Israel and save them, as long as they live in truth and love. Because that's the saving power. Truth and love is. That's what saves. It doesn't kill. You see? It's not going to kill you if you live in truth and love. It's going to give you life, more life. And this is what I'm telling you. And I'm telling you that the Most High is going to dispose and do away with your enemies. Okay? Anybody who stands against truth and love. Like you being the Most High's apple of his eye. If another nation says that's not true, that's blasphemy, and they're going to pay. See? That's not the truth, so they can't stand. If another nation rises up and says, I'm a special people to the Most High above all the people, like the fake Jews, when the Most High says, I know the blasphemy of they which say they are Jews and are not, but be the synagogue of Satan, like those guys, they're going to pay for that blasphemy. See? So why is it, Israel, that you won't join your king? Your king is inquiring. Why? Now he demands an answer from you. Why won't you join? Why won't you agree? Why won't you join hands with your king, your Messiah, your God? Why do you push their hand away from you? Why do you resist love and truth? Why do you run from me when I tell you these things? When it's all beautiful for you, Yisrael. The words that I'm saying are beautiful for you. Why do you run? Why do you wave your hand at me? Why do you run from me? Hopefully you'll answer for these things before it's too late. Because there's no reason to die in vanity, to die in lies. There's no need for that when you've been given all of the grace and time and patience and long suffering that you can be given. Because like I said, it's not debatable. And I thought you guys like to have power like that. I thought you like to have the kind of power that can't be fought against. I thought that's what you wanted as a people, Yisrael. Well, you've always had that. You've always had a power that no one can stand against. Will you step into it or will you step out of it? Will you be the wife that leaves her house? That leaves the husbandman and departs and runs to other gods and dies with those other gods? Or you run into the arms of your king who loves you, who will take care of you, who will protect you and keep you safe through it all. It doesn't matter where you find yourself. He will keep his hand upon you through the toughest of storms, through the darkest of nights. He will walk beside you and he will be that light that you need, shining through the darkness. If you rest on him. But if you fight against him, you'll find yourself alone and desolate and sitting on the ground in ashes. So let's rise today, Yisrael. Never lack again. Shalom.